Good morning.
Good afternoon,
Good evening.
wherever you are on this amazing spinning planet world of ours. I'm
Yeah.
Ariel.
I'm Shia.
Welcome to being here.
Yes.
You are
welcome.
capable.
I know.
That's very
I
good.
agree.
It's a great place to start.
Yes.
I imagine some of our
Well,
listeners are
Yeah, but
not sure of their capability.
I didn't always know I was capable.
No.
In fact, I always thought I was incapable of most things.
And every once in a while, I hit the incapability zone, which is really just a thought process more than a reality.
Yeah, especially with fly fishing.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
How can you possibly be capable of doing that?
It's so true.
It really is.
I imagine there are plenty of things that all of you are engaged in and
Skill
passionate
sets.
about. And from time to time, you just think you're a numpky. I made up that word just now.
That's a good word.
You like it?
Like numbskull?
Yeah.
Numbkey. Okay.
Well,
Let's talk to our first guest.
Yeah, let's play today, shall we?
I'm willing.
All right. Deirdre, welcome.
Deirdre,
Tell
down under.
Where you're zooming in from.
I'm zooming in from, I was about to say from sunny Sydney, because I often say that because it's often sunny. It is not sunny at all. It's wild wintry weather here in Sydney, Australia.
I was so sorry to hear it's in the 50s.
That's winter weather.
What is it in centigrade? Do you know?
I think it's going to be a top today of 14 degrees.
Oh my
which for us
wow.
is absolutely wild.
I feel
People
sorry.
don't know what to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been told to stay at home if you can.
Speaking of what to do, what can we do for you?
Well, it's funny. I had something in my head, but even as you spoke in your introduction, I thought of something else, which was that I have just finished an MBA, a Master's of Business Administration. I finished it 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And
congratulations.
Thank you very much. And it's been 4.5 years since I started it, and there were 24 subjects in the course. And I am still a musician, but had been a professional musician all my life until this point. And I had very strong stories at the beginning of it of this is going to be so difficult and hard because it's not in my wheelhouse. It's not the normal stuff that I do and I'm trained in. And I noticed after a few subjects that there was this pattern that would happen, that I would enroll in the subject. The first few weeks I'd say, wow, this is so interesting. Let's dive into the coursework. This is amazing. By the second or third week, I'd say, oh goodness, I have to withdraw. This is impossible. I will never pass this course. And then I'd get back into it, and by the fourth or fifth week, it would be okay. And then I came out and ended up in most of the courses doing very well. And it turns out I've got a prize at the end of the degree for doing well across the subjects. But I kid you not, throughout the 24 subjects, it was the same pattern every time.
I absolutely believe you.
And can we tell you how much we love that? We often hear talk about how our minds repeat the same things over and over.
And they do. And they've been doing it forever.
And they have nothing to do with reality.
But now here's the thing. You were a professional musician, and you still are a musician. But I guarantee you, when you picked up a new piece of music and had to learn it, you had the thoughts that you're having when you took your course.
Exactly the
masters. Very same pattern. Well, that's so amazingly good. Because you see, people think they're their thoughts. And so when their thoughts say, I'm not capable, they believe that they're not capable.
So you've recognized the pattern now. Was there at any point in those 24 that you saw it happening and
shift?
You could just include it rather than have it shadow your reality?
Absolutely. By about halfway through, I think around courses 10, 11, 12, I started to see it and I started to laugh and then expect it. And I'd be like, oh, is today the day it's going to come? Oh, yes, there it is. Hello. No, 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 it's okay. We can just keep working. It's fine. We're absolutely fine. And so in that context, I definitely already learnt it over the years as a musician with a new piece. Always sort of laughed at it and went, okay, it's fine. You just keep practicing and things will get better. And it took me, yeah, probably about 10 to 12 courses in the MBA to realize that this was the pattern. And now, and this is the thing I was going to bring up at the beginning, what I'm finding very interesting is that, I don't know, specific to those things, I get it. And then when it starts to apply to something else that I haven't been used to or clocking as it goes, I do believe the thoughts. And there's something in me, I feel like I'm in it at the moment with a move. I've lived for the last 25 years in Europe and moved last August, so sort of nearly a year ago, to Australia, back to Australia, which is where I'm from. And I'm feeling like I'm somewhere between two worlds. I'm not in what my brain says is my old life, but I'm not quite yet fully integrated into what my brain says is my new life, and feeling quite uncomfortable in what feels to me like a liminal space. But I think it's just the same pattern.
Well, it may be the same pattern, but you have to take into account the people you're surrounded by and
Mm,
their thought process and mindset, because you have a lot of people. Well, Australia was a penal colony, for God's sakes. So
it's true.
people are the ancestors, or their ancestors were, for the most part, criminals, or at least disagreed with
or outlawed from their
the state of the government where they came from in England. They were held to be lesser. So you got a very large population. Now, I'm sure it's included other people from other lands now that there is all the transportational ability to fly in from anywhere. But you still have as a base the idea that you're lesser.
and you're coming from an old life trying to adjust to a new one.
Now, we just came back from a fly
Now,
fishing trip.
before you go there, I see you grinning, smiling, nodding, but people think we're just talking at you. You're going to have to speak up a little, my friend.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you because it was such gold.
Well,
Yeah, it
yeah.
this absolutely makes sense to me, and I had not thought of the whole penal colony aspect at all, and it lands very clearly.
Yeah, and here's the thing. We were just up in New Brunswick, Canada, which is a provincial province of Canada. People there are quite simple. They come from English, Irish stock, for the
Scottish,
Scottish for the most part. They have earned their livings as fishing and hunting guides, as woodsmen who, lumberjacks and things of that nature. They are people who hold themselves as not quite capable, not quite excellent.
Or if
Yeah.
capable at certain things, they underestimate how incredibly brilliant they are.
Exactly.
It's like a shield between them and their reality that I'm just whatever that may be.
Mm.
We met a man who built all these beautiful log
cabins,
homes,
yeah.
like complete, stripped the trees and
cut the trees,
and
strip
fit them
the bark off them, cut them, notched them, put them together,
made these beautiful things. And in his mind, it's just
anybody could do
that. And it's like, what?
He asked us, because we had fished with him before, years before, if we're still doing our sermons. Because his only
frame of reference
is that people who speak to other people are
preachers.
Yeah.
we had so much fun laughing with him about that, and he laughed and we laughed because all of our frame of references are confined by what we've been exposed to.
And they predetermine what we can see.
Mm-hmm.
See, they become the determiner of what you're capable of seeing. Anything outside your frame of reference, you can't even see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I am somewhat deaf because I used a chainsaw a lot when I was living in the woods. And so I use hearing aids. And what I find interesting about it, and you as a musician, you get this, there are certain tonal frequencies that I cannot hear.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing aid in, and they exist. They existed the whole time, but not to me because they're outside of my frame of reference. Well,
Yeah.
most of us compare what's being said to what we already know, and then we never learn anything newly because it's, oh, yeah, this is just like that. See, transformation is a shifting of realities. It is not another thing you learn. It's not a piece of information. It's about discovering how to experience your life rather than think about your life. Rather than work on things in your thoughts, it's about looking, seeing, feeling, engaging in whatever is going on in the moment.
It's something that you said just before about this combination of the people around you, and you only know what you know, basically, and that you fit things to what you know. And I had this flash of, so one of the things that's, I don't know, been making me feel a little bit uncomfortable lately is that I notice I'm getting annoyed with my boss. And so in the job that I have at the moment, I'm the chief operating officer of an orchestra. And so there's basically one person in the hierarchy who's above me, which is the CEO, the chief executive officer of the orchestra. And he founded the whole orchestra, which is absolutely amazing. But he has what I would call a slightly old-fashioned attitude towards management. And of course, I'm coming out of a very recent Masters of Business Administration, and he did his business training quite a long time ago. He's now in his late 70s. And yeah, I find myself getting quite frustrated with him. And yet, I think as you were speaking, I realized, A, there are things that he's absolutely brilliant at, which I have not been seeing. He is brilliant. The fact that he's founded an orchestra in a country that has no classical music tradition and it's successful and it's incredible. And also he knows what he knows. I know what I know. And what a great combination. Rather than getting frustrated by it, why not share it?
I noticed something when we started this particular podcast. It's been a long, long time, at least in my recollection, that we've gone so far into a podcast without talking about listening.
Mm.
And I want to talk about it now because I think it relates to what you're talking about, in that it's clear you're not listening to him.
Yeah.
Frustration happens when you're listening.
Frustration happens when you're not listening.
Thank you. See, he was listening to me.
I was definitely listening. Listening is not agreeing or disagreeing with. Listening is not having a better idea. Listening is actually allowing what that other person is saying to come into you, Deirdre. So it goes deep inside without filtering it through what you know or believe or would prefer. It's about hearing their point of view from their point of view. See, and that's what listening's about. Now, why we talk about listening is because if you truly listen, you get pulled into the current moment of your life just by listening. It's not a do, it's a be, you see. It's you're being present in your life. By listening, it pulls you there, and it's so simple. But if you disagree with someone, if you notice that your hackles come up when they say something, then you're certainly not listening to them.
Yeah. And I already noticed too, as I listen to you, there's a slowing down that's associated
Mm.
with it as well.
That isn't really a slowing it down, it's a calming down
Mm, mm,
because we're not getting slower here. We're getting sharper, if anything,
You know,
but it brings you into this moment, you see.
I see something also. A few things that you said that really struck me, Deirdre. First of all, you have a newly minted master's of business, and like most people now, you're accredited, certified, and you even got like prizes for doing really well. So there's got to be at least some desire to use this newly minted tool.
for sure.
And I knew you before you got this MBA, and I'm absolutely certain you would have been totally capable without it. I'm not saying that you haven't learned valuable things over the last 4 years. I'm certain that you have.
Yeah.
There can be a pressure to introduce it into this already ongoing, well-functioning, even though you can see where it needs to be guided. Organization. And he hired you because you had those skills.
Yeah.
So I'm reminded of an old movie. It's an old John Wayne movie. Runaway Stagecoach.
The Runaway Stagecoach, where he jumps on the horses because they lost the rein.
Yes, I remember it. Yes.
He goes up from one set of horses to the next, gets to the head horse. And you know what he does? You know what he says?
I can't remember. Remind me.
What do you think he's going to say?
Whoa.
Exactly. Great. And that's not what he said.
He's like,
he goes, giddy up.
And then he's in control. And then
he can ease back on the reins. See, you got to get with the program before you start making changes in this program.
And I've seen it many times. There are very, very talented people like yourself who attend our seminars, and they will come and they'll look around and they don't want to integrate themselves into what's happening. They want to
maintain some control
and give their good ideas before they've even tried what we do.
They tell us, this would be much better if you did it in a circle. Or if you wrap the rows around,
or you made the rows straighter, or you staggered them. I mean, it's interesting how there's often seating ideas or with name tags or not. I mean, there's just lots of ideas. What I've discovered is if a person really invests in what is, when they have an idea, I'm eager to listen to them.
Yeah.
And I have a suspicion you haven't fully invested yourself.
It's not really a suspicion. You told us you've been at odds with this guy, the founder of this orchestra, in a place that was not friendly to classical music. And rather than realize that you got a lot to learn from this guy, because he's been there in the outback and he's made it work.
So
true.
Another Crocodile Dundee, you see.
Crocodile Dundee with a violin instead of a knife.
That's right.
There you go, instead of a knife. That's not a violin. This is a violin.
I know that you've had one foot back in Europe, one idea back in, because you started that back when you lived there. there hasn't been both feet on the ground, fully investing in what is. And from there, you're going to have a totally different point of view. And he's going to have a enhanced ability to hear your suggestions.
And he will be successful and you will be successful. But you got to make him successful first.
Yeah, I love it.
And that the other thing is you have to surrender to a man.
I know,
and
that's just awful.
Oh, that's so annoying.
It is so annoying. Exactly.
Oh, one of them?
Yeah.
My dear, you are such a beauty. I really do love you.
I'll tell you something else. One other thing that came to mind. You mentioned that new things come up and you forget you're not your thoughts. You're suddenly fully immersed in that reality. First of all, that's normal. And secondly, I'm really sorry that we don't have time frames where we're doing courses that are more user friendly to you. But I have to say that there are people in Hamburg and throughout Europe who often come to our Monday nights when it's 1 to 3 in the morning, or, they've carved out time to invest in themselves.
And really, it's so easy to get lost in the dynamic of the world that you're operating in, which is change-based, not transformation-based. And so people are striving to get somewhere that's always going to be better than where they are. And you forget to be where you are.
You may already be doing it, or you wouldn't likely be on this podcast.
But
people listen to the podcast as a way to bring themselves, when they're in far-flung places or between their abilities to come to seminars, they listen. So that's another option.
Yeah.
We invite you to participate
in anything you can get yourself to, because
and Zoom is an amazing tool that actually works, you see.
It is incredible.
As you've noticed since you've been on this call with us, you've transformed.
Yeah, which brings me back to also something you said at the beginning, that is the effect of the people who are around you, and just being around you is just wonderful. I appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you too, by the way. You may not realize that because you don't think very highly of you from time to time.
Well, you did get your MBA, but you're feeling proud of that. It'll probably fade in a week or two, and then you'll be back.
For sure.
Thank you for spending the time with us.
Yes,
today.
Really. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's wonderful to see you.
Yeah, you too. Okay, here we go. It's time for our listener feedback spotlight, where we hear from one of our listeners about how transformation has impacted her life or his life.
If you want to learn more about our seminars, any of the upcoming virtual courses, visit transformationmadeeasy.com.
That is Transformation Made Easy, easy.com.
I love it.
Thank you.
This is Tanya in Oxford, in England. I love attending Ariel and Shire's seminars, their weekend seminars and their evening seminars. What I notice is that things that in the past would have been upsetting just aren't.
Do you want to have well-being with consistency? Connect with people all over the world from the comfort of your own home at Ariel and Shire's lively interactive Living Made Easy virtual seminars. Join any of their 2-hour online events or take a deep dive into the magic of being you at a virtual weekend seminar. Come on, let's connect. Find out more and register at transformationmadeeasy.com.
We have 2 Living Made Easy 2-hour virtual seminars via Zoom next week, Monday the 25th and Tuesday the 26th. You are welcome to either of them. They're in different time zones to make it more user-friendly for the European community or the community in North America. And sorry, Deirdre, it's a little challenging where you are, but one of these days, maybe we can connect up. And
if you become insomniatic,
a lot of people come in the middle of the night.
That's true. We have people who come.
It's fun. And we've had people from down there as well, also Australia, who pretend for the virtual weekends, like the one we're doing on transformational time and project management in September on the 27th and 28th. They say, I'm pretending I'm on a night flight.
And I don't sleep on night flights anyway, so you could do that.
Our next in-person courses are in Hamburg, Germany. We have, Speak Up.
Yes.
On Thursday, October 23rd.
And then we have Practical Enlightenment on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, October 24th, 25th, and 26th.
Speak Up will be with Susan Finch and me. It's a Thursday, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. Is Shia and I facilitating, but as always, it's an amazing group of people that we all shepherd each other into the moment.
Perfect.
Costa Rica 2026 is open.
It's
filling
available.
And it's available. A weekend seminar with us in this calendar year is a prerequisite for attending.
Yes.
Let's take Bianca.
Yes.
Hey, tell people where you're zooming in from.
Hey guys, I'm zooming in from Menden in Germany.
Well, welcome.
Good.
Yeah.
You look good.
It's nice
Thank
to
you.
see you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I have a question about my work.
Okay.
I'm in my current job in an IT systems company for almost 2 years.
Yes.
But after 3 weeks, I already knew that this is not the job for me, but I'm still in there.
So wait a second. So you made a decision in the midst of an upset 3 weeks into your job that it wasn't the job for you.
I am just so I know you have your question, but I'm so incredibly happy that you are on and you're speaking to us after Deirdre, because she had 24 courses where she had a mindset that repeated itself, including about 3 weeks in, or give or take, going, oh, this is not for me. I have to withdraw. But you still think that that's reality.
Yeah, you still think that that was a decision that you made rather
or
than
a truth. You're holding it as a truth, yet 2 years later.
And now here's the thing, my dear. If you see our whole reality, ours, Ariel and mine, is based in that the circumstances do not produce your satisfaction. You do. Now, the circumstances keep changing. But if you notice, my dear, in the current moment of your life, you often have the idea that whatever you're up to isn't it.
Yes.
You see that. Now, that's very good that you see that.
Isn't that fun?
Because, see, so you're listening to thoughts. Do you have that quote from Steve from last night? We have a very intelligent fellow who you may have met. His name is Steve Essig, and he lives in New York City. And he said something last night that was so profound that Ariel wrote it down.
And if you y'all have listened to last week's show, well, I said it last week as well. He said, I love being reminded that life takes place outside my thoughts. I found it so profound that we're like, whoa.
You believe your thoughts are you if you're a normal person. You think when that voice in your head or wherever it's located says, I don't like this job. This is not for me.
And you believe that
That was
thought,
you, not a thought, but that was you. And you haven't looked to see that in your life, you have repetitive thoughts that include, oh, this isn't working out.
I'm not
I
good
need
at
to find
this.
something else. I'm not good at this. I need something else.
Yes, I do have that.
You do have
Bet you
that.
have it in dating. I bet you have it in putting up a profile on dating. Bet you have it at work on what you eat, if you diet or exercise. It's this is not working.
There's always this is not working that shows up. But if you think that you're your voice, well, then it's you saying that. But if it's not, it's just a recording that has been going on since your infancy, since you learned how to tie your shoelaces.
How do you always know that, guys?
Because we're just like
You see, that's the thing. You think that we're so special. We're not that special. Well, we are, but we just realize that we are not the voice that we listen to, and it isn't on our side as far as well-being is concerned. It isn't on our side as far as satisfaction is concerned, happiness, fun. That voice doesn't care about that. It cares about surviving.
Okay.
And it's survived by repeating itself over and over. What if, my dear, there is a whole other reality that exists simultaneous to the one you've been living, but you just, you're in on one set of tracks and not on the other?
I would love to have that.
Well, and
The
that
other reality.
exists.
Well, then let's talk about the 3 principles of instantaneous transformation we can all use to be reminded of it.
First thing is anything you don't like, don't want, say no to,
or judge,
runs your life.
and it repeats and repeats. So if you get frustrated and you have the thought, this is not for me, and then you judge yourself for having had that thought, or for having repetitive thoughts, or for still being in this job 2 years later after you knew it wasn't for you, you judge yourself. When you judge yourself, you compound it.
Regarding this job, if you did it like you loved it, be an actress, fake it till you make it, you might discover that you do love it.
Or you'll be so attractively up to speed that if you come across any other opportunity, they'll be like, woo, we need this one. She's a live wire. She's hot. She's great.
But, like I have a friend, you may know her, Julie. She's a high school principal, and she's frequently hiring teachers and staff for her high school. And she says if somebody complains about their old job, she doesn't want them.
It's a number one. Nope. Next.
Yeah, because if they're going to complain about their old job, they'll just do that with the new job.
Okay, so
what you resist persists and grows stronger.
And repeats.
Life
shows up as it does. So in
that's
your case,
the second principle.
You've had the idea 3 weeks in, oh, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. And third principle, anything you see without judging completes itself. So if you see you have this repetitive thing that supports you in disengaging, because I'd be really surprised if you were able to consistently give your all after having had that thought. You are always looking around for something else.
Yes.
But it is the same as relationships.
Like, this isn't for me.
You say you want a relationship, but as soon as you have one, you find fault with it.
Or find fault with you.
And then well, here you are. Congratulations. This is the good news. See, Bianca, if you see this and actually allow yourself to get it, you don't have to believe those thoughts and say, oh, I'm out of here.
Now, here's the thing. Let's go back to Deirdre. She's the perfect example. She had 24 opportunities to quit. And and at some point, she said around 10, 11, or 12, she cracked the code of the conversation. And she realized it was how she approached music when she was playing. She realized that this is the arc of conversation that happens when starting a new project. So she not only began to expect it, she embraced it. And I really see it that most of us like, oh my God, it's here again. I thought I was over that. We don't go, and on this fishing trip that we were just on, I had moments of feeling inept. And what Shia said to Deirdre was really good, because I discovered also who I was around on the river when my thoughts changed. And it was like, oh, so these thoughts go through, and then I could fight to be a better me, or I could notice them and make the next cast. And then it becomes like a dance as opposed to a fight with myself.
That sounds so simple.
It's so simple. Our minds really hate it.
Yeah.
Anything worthwhile to the mind should be complex.
Yeah. Well, in my job, it's I started this job in the IT systems company because I wanted to get more into working more digital. And what I found there is we have a lot manual
Processes.
Thank you. And they are quite complicated sometimes, and I don't get them into my head. And when I have ideas to get better processes and digital processes, I feel not believed that they could be good ideas because they see me struggling with the manual processes.
Ooh, thunder just happened. First of all, I don't know if you heard it, but I can hear it.
The cat
Hear
just
it,
got
yeah.
up and went under the couch.
I actually love that also. You and Deirdre are very different, and you're very much the same, just like us. If you take a look, that you think you struggle with these processes because they're complex, as opposed to you got in the job and it wasn't what you expected. You are so capable to do complex processes manually. I am certain of it. You've just never fully put both feet in and said, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I'm going to be good at it. And when you get really great at it, they're going to listen to you. But if you want to do the other thing,
you'll never get great at it with one foot in and one foot out.
Even if your ideas are excellent, it's more challenging to listen to you if you're not
committed.
And you haven't been yet.
No. At 3 weeks, you said, this isn't for me. I got news for you. You say it's 3 weeks. I bet you on the first day.
You were like, oh my God, manual things. This is supposed to be digital.
Right.
Yeah, could be.
I bet you it happened on the first day. But see, and why I know that is it happens everywhere in your life. You keep on having the idea that whatever you're up to isn't it. And Bianca, darling, it is just an idea, but that idea keeps you from finding satisfaction and well-being. Now, here's the thing. This moment, you could only be on this Zoom call with us. You see that?
Yes, I see that.
Okay, but if your life keeps feeding you possibilities in each moment, but if you don't think that this is it, if you think it's going to happen somewhere else in the future, then even when you get to the future, it's going to be like it was here, because it's all the same. Your mind is a machine and it repeats itself endlessly.
I love that. You know, before we started, we read over the description for this podcast, because it's always good for us to refresh it. Because sometimes we record more than one in a day. And this one said, you know, the title is "You Are Capable." It says, "Ever feel inept? What if that is simply an outdated idea?"
That you are inept.
And tune into being here and give yourself a complimentary capability upgrade. When I look at you and my experience of you,
You are so capable, but you believe this story that you've told yourself since you're a child, that you're not enough.
Yes.
and I have that. Right? I mean, mine.
And I have that.
It's different.
Yes.
You know, Shia didn't really learn to read till after he was 18. Reading has always been something I've been really good at, but I always looked around and I looked at other people and thought, oh, I could do better. I can do better. They're doing better than me. It wasn't. I did a test to get into first grade so they knew how to place me, and it included painting. And when I came home, my parents said, how did you do? And I could tell they were a little tense because, you know, they wanted me to be in a high achieving class. And I said, oh, I did pretty good. I can do better though. And their eyes got really big. But I have that same thought today. It's a conversation from when I was a kid. I've just learned how to, as Deirdre was saying, laugh at it. It's like, well, there it is. Oh, you know, this new calendar is out and it's beautiful, but I wasn't sure I should do another one because I didn't know if I had any good pictures left.
She's got more than 65,000 pictures in our iPhone.
Funny idea, Ariel.
Well, see,
Oh,
if I can have that,
Mm.
yes, well, that's just as funny as the idea that you're not capable.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. You can either prove that idea right or discover that you're really capable. Because it's easy to prove that idea right.
It's familiar, it's comfortable.
And, you know, it gives you a level or a strata in society where you say, well, I'm not the best, but I'm not the worst. Why not be the best? Why not be the best Bianca
From
can be?
Minden, Germany, that's possible.
That's right.
Oh, great. I'm going on adventure now.
You are on an adventure.
And, you know, one more thing, you will forget it. Every once in a while, you will just think you are dirt. You know, we're like, I'm just no good. And it's like, what? Wait a minute. That's not a Bianca thing. That's a person thing. So as long as you're alive, you're going to have self-defeating conversations that you can either laugh at, wave at, notice, see, not
or
judge.
you can believe are you. And we suggest the former.
Which is why people listen to this podcast. It reminds them of who they are. And look at you. You are just this incredible gift, talking so freely about your life in a way that they can see themselves. That is so incredibly generous. And we admire you for it.
Yes, we do.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Well,
thank you for being with us.
That's relaxing.
Good. Very good. That was fun.
Yes.
I recommend subscribing to the podcast and sharing it with your friends. And if you haven't already subscribed to our newsletter, please do. And you can find all our courses and the newsletter sign up link and the calendar
at transformationmadeeasy.com.
Next week's episode.
Can you tolerate change?
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll be back next week.
So come on back and don't miss being here.